Hello, students. Today we're going to look at lesson 16. Keep going. You're almost done this book, okay? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and you're done. You're done. You're done. So congratulations. You're getting there. Keep going, okay? So lesson 16, we're going to look at the pronunciation of these words, and we're going to talk about how to use these words, okay? Both very, very important, okay? Now, to help you out, I have some bonus sentences here, okay? And these sentences, I really tried to use words from other lists, okay? So this is also a very good review, and I'll put this down in the description box, okay? And we'll look at it a little bit today, okay? So I have the third edition here. The fourth edition, the second edition are all similar word lists, so it can work for all of you. Okay, so I open it up. Let's start looking at the pronunciation, okay? So lesson 16. Here you go. Abdicate, abdicate, assume, assume, bungle, bungle, dominate, dominate, former, former, guardian, guardian, hoist, hoist, and my page. Intercept. I can clean up before I do this. Intercept, Jubilee, Jubilee, kin, kin, pardon, pardon, proclaim, proclaim, provoke, provoke, and there's two more in the back. Rain, rain. Yes, it sounds like the weather, okay? Rain. Different spelling though. Make sure you include that G. Rain and riot, riot, okay? Okay, so that's the list. You definitely need to know how to say them properly, but you also need to know how to use them, okay? So let's go through this. First word is abdicate. Abdicate. Abdicate means usually give up a very good position, okay? So if you are the king and you want to marry somebody from another country and your family doesn't like it, you can abdicate. You can abdicate your throne, okay? And then go marry the woman you love, okay? Look the story up if you want. This one, example sentence here, was about Mary, Queen of Scots, okay? She abdicated her throne in July 1567. Okay, if you know why, if you like history like me, you can tell me in the description box, okay? Or in the comment box, sorry. Comment below, okay? So this is abdicate. You get rid of your um, uh, position, okay? It's usually used for kings or queens. You can use it in terms of your responsibility, okay? He abdicated his responsibility. So I'm a father. I'm very, very lucky. I got great kids. But if I just ran away one time, got on a boat and left for another country, you say, I abdicated my responsibilities as a father, okay? I'm not going to do that, but that's also another way to use the word abdicate, okay? Abdicate your responsibilities. Kind of get rid of them, okay? Run away. Assume, assume. Assume is a very useful word, I'll say. Um, it's often used where someone will kind of predict something, but usually we use it when someone's predicted wrong. So, you know, if I meet you every Monday at Starbucks, and then one time we don't discuss it, and then you just go to the Starbucks on Monday because we did it 3 times in a row, but maybe on the fourth day I meet another friend or something like that, okay? You assumed that we would just continue to meet on the same day. But it would have been better if we had agreed, like 100%, you know, with certainty, agreed to do that, okay? So you assumed that. You know, if you come to my house and I make pancakes for you and you say they're very yummy, and the next time you come, I make pancakes for you and you say they're very yummy. The third time, I'll make pancakes for you, and then I just assume you're gonna like them. But then you're like, oh, Errol, I'm tired of the pancakes. No more pancakes, please. I assume that you would still like them the third time. So I'm just kind of like predicting, I'm guessing about the future, but it's usually, we use it when it's wrong, okay? So yeah. Now, the second meaning of assumed is we assume an office, okay? So if you elect somebody, you vote, and then you elect somebody, they don't get the job immediately. Maybe it'll be like a week later, 2 weeks later. Some countries it's like 2 months later. They will assume their position. Okay, so that means they will like kind of enter their job. Yes, meaning number one and meaning number two are very different. Okay, so you have to assume your job. Now the third one is a little bit less common. Um, you can assume kind of like a facial expression as well. Okay, so like if I know you're going to give me a watch for my birthday, and I found it in the closet, and then you give it to me, and I open it up, and I'm like, oh, a watch. You can say I assumed a look of surprise. Okay, so yeah, you're kind of like pretending to have it. Okay. The next one, bungle. I like this word. Okay, I bungled it. It's a verb. It usually means I messed it up. I made mistakes or something like that. Maybe on the test, you have the wrong answer and you erase it, and then you do it again and you erase it, and you do it again and you erase it, and you're getting very frustrated. And the paper has a hole in it and stuff like that. And then you put down the answer, and even that one's wrong. But the test is now over. You say, I bungled that question. It means you made a big mistake. Okay, did it horribly. Dominate. Oh, bungle is a good word for sports too. Okay, if you make a big mistake at sports, throw the ball to the wrong person or miss at a very important time. He bungled it. Dominate. Dominate. Okay, dominate means that you control, I guess, is the closest meaning. Okay, so we say he dominated. He dominated. You know, the soccer league. It just means like he was much better than everyone else. Okay, more goals than anybody. If you and I play ping pong and I dominated you, it means I really won. I got almost all the points. Okay, you were never close to winning. Ping pong champion. Anyways, but this is called dominating. Okay, dominating. A second meaning of dominate would mean that a building is much much taller than all the other buildings. Okay, it's often used with the word skyline. Okay, so that's why I put on the extra sentences. The Burj Khalifa. Okay, so we say the Burj Khalifa dominates the skyline of the city. Okay, so it's just like much higher. You can see it from far away and stuff like that. Okay. Former just means that someone has a different job now. Okay, so if you say he's the former president, Obama is the former president. That means he's not the president anymore. Okay, he was the president in former times. Okay, he was the president before now. Okay, now there's somebody else, Donald Trump. Okay, so former president. Now it does have a second meaning. Okay, the second meaning it's usually used almost like a pronoun. Okay, um, if I've got a red pen and a blue pen, and I throw this one, it went very far. I throw this one. Okay, the first one was red. Okay, so I can say this one. I say I threw two pens. The former was red. The latter was blue. Okay. Um, this is just a way of repeating things. Okay. So instead of saying like I threw two pens, the first pen was red, the second pen, and you're like pen, pen, pen. You can just say the former or the latter. Okay. You can say I've lived in many places. I've lived in Australia and Taiwan. Okay. And then you say the former was hot. The latter was hot and humid. Okay. So it would mean Australia is hot and Taiwan is hot and humid. Okay. So it's a way of just kind of saying it. So the first one mentioned. So the former would be Australia. Okay. The latter. It's kind of the opposite of the latter. And the latter is latter. Okay. So not ladder, the thing you climb, and it's not later. Okay. The latter, latter. So it's the opposite of that. Guardian. Guardian can be someone who protects things. Okay. So here, good. If you recognize it, that's a dragon. And that's Gringotts Bank in Harry Potter, okay? Gringotts, I forget. But that's the bank in Harry Potter, okay? So we say that dragon is the guardian of Gringotts. Again, you guys can help me down in the comments, okay? I'm definitely screwing that up and making somebody angry. But just know that I'm trying hard. Anyways, that's a guardian. Okay, so that's a guardian. A dog can be the guardian of your yard. Okay. The second guardian might be someone who is looking after a younger person. Okay. So if someone's parents die, but they're only 10 years old, they might have a guardian. Okay. Maybe it could be their aunt or uncle, but it could be somebody else as well. Okay. You'll say that someone's guardian. Or if you want to study in a different country, if you're 14 maybe, and your parents want you to learn English, so they send you from Japan to Canada, maybe they'll find a guardian for you. Now that person can sign for you and they protect you and all that kind of stuff, as long as they're a good guardian. So they're kind of guarding a person. So yeah, both meanings have something about protecting people or protecting objects. Okay, good. Hoist. I found it. Hoist. Hoist is the verb. It just means lift something. It's not usually something like, something light or something. It's usually something like heavy, hoisting something. If your friend wants to like climb a fence and you're like, oh, you have to hoist him over the fence. It's usually something that takes a little bit of strength. Okay. It's not the heaviest thing. We have other words too, but hoisting something, lifting something, usually pretty good. It can also be lifting something with a rope as well, like hoisting something up. Okay. If you're camping in an area with bears, you might want to hoist your food up. Okay, and put your food way high up on a branch so the bears can't get it. Okay, hanging so they can't get it. Bear advice coming from a Canadian. Okay. The other word hoist is like a machine that helps you to lift things, okay? So here, if I can find it, that red part is a hoist and it's lifting the engine out of a car, okay? Because one person or two people probably can't lift an engine out of a car, it's too heavy. So you need a machine to do it. You just put the chains on the bottom and then kind of lift it up, okay? So hoist it up. So verb and noun. Basically, it's the same meaning, okay? Intercept. If something or some object has a destination, okay, if I'm gonna throw a ball from here to here, okay, but somebody in the middle, I'm throwing the ball and somebody in the middle comes and gets it. And now that ball's destination was over here, but someone stopped it. We'll say they intercepted the ball, okay? Now, you can also intercept other things too, but the point of intercept, the inter part in the middle part. Inter is means it's something in the middle. If I'm gonna make a phone call from here to Germany, but the police think I'm a bad guy and maybe they want to listen to my phone call, they will get my phone call in the middle. Okay, maybe they'll let it keep going through, but they're intercepting my phone call. They're getting it in the middle. Okay. Yeah. Intercept. It also happens with bombs and stuff like that. If someone mails a bomb, the police might try to get it, intercept it, okay, before it gets to the destination. That was in the news recently. So, okay, intercept. Jubilee. Okay, Jubilee is usually a big party. It's it's not usually for birthdays, but usually for anniversaries. Okay, so Queen Elizabeth had a big Jubilee when it was her 50th anniversary. Okay, so Jubilee is usually a party for 50 years of something, 50 years of marriage, 50 years of having a job, like Queen Elizabeth. Okay, so it's kind of a fancy, happy party, that kind of thing, marking some ceremony to mark something. Okay. Kin. Kin is not a word I use much, but it is popular in some places in the English world. You hear this word quite often, like in the American South, Florida or Georgia or something like that. Okay, kin, but it just means your relatives. It's a fine word. Yep. So it means your relative. It's short. You can learn it. Okay, it's not the hardest English word. But kin. So yeah, your family. Your family. So if you just say he is my kin, it just means he's my family, okay? Now, you can say kinfolk. Kinfolk means the plural of that, okay? So they are my kinfolk, okay? Kinfolk, not usually with an S, kinfolks, okay? When I say my folks, it usually means my parents. But kinfolk usually means like my family. Now, next of kin is someone who's related to you, usually very closely related to you, and they usually do things like if you're seriously injured or even dead, okay? So, if I get in a bad car accident, I hope not, but if I get in a bad car accident, and I'm like machines are keeping me alive, my next of kin, probably like my brother or sister, will take care of me, okay? And if I do die, they will decide who gets my car and who gets my house and all that kind of stuff, right? So it'll be my wife. Yeah. So, but anyways, I'm sure they'll decide that. Okay. So that's next of kin. Your next of kin. It's the person closest to you in your family. Um, yeah. So they'll make decisions, tough decisions usually when we talk of next of kin. Pardon. Yeah. Next of kin. Here's William Wallace. If you've seen the movie Braveheart. Okay, there's a reason he's there. Okay, if you want to read the sentence, I'll put it down, the whole file down below. Pardon. This is like pardon me, which is a little bit saying like um, I'm sorry. It's another way for saying that. But pardon here it usually means that someone does something wrong and then another person pardons them. So if someone does say like pardon me to you, you can say I pardon you. It's not usually done um, because usually someone who pardons another person, they have a lot higher power. So if you push by me in the store and then you say pardon me, and I'm like I pardon you, it's a little bit like saying like I'm above you and I've got the power to say that to you. So we usually just stop it when someone says pardon me. But um, if I do something bad and the police are angry with me and stuff like that, I can ask if I'm friends with the leader of the country, the prime minister, I can ask him to pardon me. Okay, pardon my crimes. Yeah, so it's about forgiving. Okay, and the noun is the exact same words. Proclaim, proclaim, proclaim. Okay, on November 11th, 1918. The end of the Great War was proclaimed. Okay, so it means kind of like announced, announced. Okay, it's usually something good. No, actually I can think of many situations where proclaiming can be bad. Okay, so it's just a public announcement, either good or bad. Okay, so yeah, you can proclaim like if you're a government, you can proclaim like a disease is going around. Everyone, stay home. There's a disease spreading, the government proclaimed. Okay, so you'll see it often kind of at the end of a quotation, proclaimed Daryl, proclaimed the government proclaimed, like this, okay? Usually at the end of things. Provoke, provoke, provoke. If someone starts insulting you, they're like, hey, pretty ugly. Ugh, you're stupid too. Oh, and you stink. You want to fight? You want to fight me? I'm trying to provoke you, okay? I'm trying to annoy you. I push you in the shoulder, push you in the shoulder. Come on, you want to fight? Let's go, fight. I'm provoking you, okay? So yeah, it is not the nicest of words. Okay, so someone's provoking somebody else. If someone's provoking you, it's best to tell the teacher or go somewhere else or that kind of stuff. Okay. There's a second meaning of provoke. It's not so negative. We usually say something like provoke laughter. His joke provoked laughter. Here in this case, it means more kind of like started or roused, you know, provoked excitement, provoked a reaction. Sometimes art is meant to be kind of make people angry and it's trying to provoke a reaction, okay? It's not so much trying to start a fight, but it's just trying to make a reaction, okay? So provoke. And then there is provocative. Provocative. Okay? Provocative is fairly close to the word controversial. Okay. So provocative means like, yeah, something is creating emotion, stirring emotion. Okay, you often see it with stirring emotion. Okay, I didn't get this under 20 minutes. I'm trying. Reign, the queen's reign. It means how long they were the queen. The king's reign, how long, did they sit on the throne? How long did they lead the country? This is called the king's reign. Queen Elizabeth right now has a really long reign. I should have looked it up, but it's a long time, my whole life and more. Um, Much more, I think, actually. So she's been the Queen of England for a long, long time. Yeah. Now, reign can have another meaning. R-E-I R-E-I-G-N. I should make you guys look at it. Reign. Okay. Reign has a second meaning. Usually it means that like it's everywhere. Quite often in a bad way. Okay. So we'll say fear reigned over the town. It just means like everyone's scared. Maybe during an earthquake, or after the earthquake, fear reigned in the city. It just means it's like everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, in the same way, in the king and queen example, it means they control the city. When you say fear reigned over the city, it just means that the fear was controlling the city. Okay, in kind of in a similar way, but it just has no king or queen part to it. And then there's the noun. The noun is going to be for the king or queen. Okay, like his reign was, horrible. Or, Ivan the Terrible, um, you know, had a very bloody reign over Russia or something like that. Last word, we made it. Riot. Riot is a verb and a noun with a very similar meaning. They had a riot. Maybe they're angry, and if a crowd is having a riot, it's usually they're so violent, even the police are scared. Okay, they're flipping over cars and burning stores and all this kind of stuff. Okay, so some of the revolutions, famous revolutions in history, there was rioting. Also, these days, not so many revolutions, but during soccer events or hockey events in Canada, there'll be a riot. Okay. It is a verb as well. So they rioted is also possible. Okay. The last thing with riot, you can say it as a noun, and then you say it's kind of like a big mess or something like that. So this is why I get pictures. You can say this picture, Jackson Pollock picture, was a riot of drips and colors. I don't think my camera picks it up very well, but anyways, it's a riot. Okay. Just busy, messy colors and stuff like that. Okay. Study for the test. I'm gonna end this here. This video is too long. Glad you listened. If I can help you, let me know. Okay, in the comment box. And if I teach you, please get ready for the test. Bye bye.